What is going on, everyone? My name is Zachary Likes Comics, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, which means it is New Comic Book Day. There is so much heat coming out on the shelves today, guys. We have the release of Sai Dimensional Rivals, a brand new series coming out by Momoko, so I'm super excited for that. We have Transformers issue number 28. We have Geiger issue number 20. We have Null issue number 1, a brand new series coming out from Marvel. So a lot of heat coming out on the shelves. But first things first, guys, get ready with me. As you can see, we're keeping the theme going this morning. First things first with the outfit plus the read of the day. Today's outfit, super calm, but one of my favorites. I have on my French chore coat paired with a pair of Wrangler's black denim, and then for the shoes, I have on my Blundstone 558s. And then I also have here featuring a Band-Aid from cutting myself this morning, so nice little accessory. And then for the read of the day, I wanted to go ahead and read Batman issue number 5 by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. This has been one of my favorite series so far. It was in my top 5 series of 2025, and I've heard nothing but good things about issue number 5. I've tried to avoid all spoilers, so I'm going to get back to you guys with my thoughts on that, plus everything I read last week. We just finished reading issue number 5 of Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez, Batman, and I loved this issue. This is the introduction of a brand new villain, the Ojo. As you can see in the bottom of the A cover, the Ojo strikes, and I wanted to share with you my thoughts on this issue, and afterwards go through my thoughts on all my books I read last week. So coming into this issue, we know that this was a date between Dr. Zeller and Batman. And this issue follows along as the two are kind of going back and forth on whether this is a date at all. Meanwhile, they are just casually flirting throughout the entire car ride. But Bruce notices that the two of them are being followed by men on bikes while Dr. Zeller is just like entirely clueless to the situation. And Bruce explains to her that there is a bounty on her head, it seems, for the research that she has been conducting. As we follow Dr. Zeller and Bruce attempting to escape, we learn these assassins are led by Ojo as she makes her grand appearance, and this was just so epic. As Bruce and Ojo face off, it seems perhaps that his date with Dr. Zeller has become a total disaster as he is kind of taking a beating here. As Bruce and Dr. Zeller run to escape this near-death battle and head towards the rooftops, Ojo is already there and waiting for them. Just as the fight seems to take a turn for the worse, with Bruce already have taken a beating, enter the first appearance of Damian Wayne's Robin to save the day. This issue was just so fun to read, with really fun action and amazing moments, with Bruce taking the light as opposed to Batman. I was thrilled to see the introduction of Damian Wayne's Robin, and I thought Jimenez killed it on the character design with these little tiny details distinguishing his suit from Tim Drake's suit. I think the pacing of this issue by Fraction, as well as the dialogue throughout the entire issue between Bruce and Dr. Zeller, was very fun to read, though I do wish there was just a little bit more dialogue between Bruce and Ojo and their face-off, and I hope to see that in the next issue. I loved this issue. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. But there was definitely a lot that I really liked about this issue, but there was just a little bit that I hoped to see that I didn't see in this issue. I was so thrilled to see the introduction of Damian Wayne's Robin. He is my favorite Robin, if you didn't know. But going now into everything that I read last week. Starting off with the first issue of the week from last week, we have issue 23 of Ultimate X-Men, written and drawn by Momoko, and here I have my thoughts on this issue. The first part I have here is a quote to Natsu by May. We have, "You'll know when the time comes to take off the mask." Guys, this issue literally changes everything in this entire story in such a beautiful and interesting manner, giving each prior issue before this new context, and it is done amazingly by Momoko. Every single page of this issue tells an entire story from throughout the run, taking part in different months, and informs us so much on how important Makoto, a character who we've seen throughout this entire series, has influenced so much. It seems perhaps Makoto will play one more major role in this final issue, and that the story is not over just yet for the beloved X-Men. I am seriously going to be so saddened when this series comes to an end next month, but this has easily been the best series of the Ultimate Universe in my opinion, and Peach Momoko has created a beautifully unique, fun, and wildly entertaining new telling of the X-Men with all new cast, and everything about it works just perfectly. I gave this issue a 5 out of 5 stars, and this was my thoughts on issue number 23 of Ultimate X-Men by Peach Momoko. And coming into my second read of the week last week, here we have the second read of the week. Here we have Absolute Martian Manhunter Volume 1 by Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez. Guys, I am so glad I finally read this first volume. I've been trying to get caught up on the Absolute Universe, and a lot of my friends in the comic community have been recommending me the series. I've been seeing some of my friends online just posting some of the artwork from this by Javier Rodriguez, and it is just phenomenal. I'm so glad I read this. I wanted to share with you my thoughts on this first volume. So, Absolute Martian Manhunter is a psychedelic noir thriller set in the fictional town of Middleton, California, that follows John, an FBI agent, after an explosion that seems to have caused some type of concussion. John Jones seems like a typically by-the-book guy at first, but quickly we realize that John struggles with understanding emotions and conveying his feelings to not only his boss at work, who seems concerned and suggests some time off following the incident, but also his own family, who is worried about him. After the explosion, John received the best extra-dimensional crime-fighting partner, and his name is Martian Manhunter. Despite the name, Absolute Martian Manhunter has some of the most amazing and radical changes comparing to his counterpart in the regular universe. And I just think the design of the Martian Manhunter and John Jones is simple yet iconic in nature, as Javier Rodriguez has outdone himself here, I think. Throughout the first story arc, John and Martian Manhunter work together as John tries to make sense of this otherworldly entity that shares his mind solving problems in Middleton, with John breathing in a colorful thought smoke that pours from people's minds, and Martian vision giving John absolute perspective of everything. And this is what I mean about a psychedelic noir thriller. Meanwhile, a mysterious white Martian is infecting the citizens of Middleton to wreak havoc throughout the city. Dennis Camp's storytelling throughout is absolutely phenomenal, drawing you in on different citizens of the city and the havoc as another white Martian continues his wreckage. The writing, pacing, and social commentary of Dennis Camp, paired with the mind-bending and amazing art of Javier Rodriguez, create a fantastic telling of John Jones and Absolute Martian Manhunter, and these two have tapped into something truly unique with this story. I gave this first volume a 5 out of 5 stars. I very much enjoyed Absolute Martian Manhunter. I think this was just a phenomenal read, something that I think should be read in one sitting. If you're going to read it, I think each volume should be read in one sitting. I really love this story. I think Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez definitely are cooking up something special with this, and I'm very excited for them to continue on, and I'm glad that we got them continuing this universe. And going into my last read of the week, here we have, and the final read of the week, here we have Do a Powerbomb by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. I actually won this in a giveaway just the other day, if you remember on my video on Sunday, but I won it from my friend Kazi on TikTok, and I'm a huge Daniel Warren Johnson fan. He is a huge Daniel Warren Johnson fan. If you are not a fan of Daniel Warren Johnson, I highly recommend getting into his work. Once I read Transformers, I just was instantly hooked on his writing style. But I wanted to share with you my thoughts on this trade. So Daniel Warren Johnson's take on wrestling with Mike Spicer, and they team up and create a wonderful coming-of-age story about Luna Steel Rose, a young wrestler trying to navigate her place in the world while dealing with and witnessing the murder of her mother, Yao, at the hands of Cobra's son in the ring. Lona meets Willard Necroton on her way home following a tough defeat and is offered a chance to bring her mom back to life, only if Lona can win a single elimination tag team tournament. But Lona struggles to find a partner, with most hesitant due to her mother's death. However, she finds the most unlikely of partner in Cobra-san, who is still dealing with the grief as well of the mistake he made all those years ago in the ring and wanting to bring back Yao. We follow along as this new tag team, Sun and Steel, face off in an epic showdown against otherworldly opponents in the Death Life Tag Team Tournament. Daniel Warren Johnson creates a beautiful and fun story here and do a powerbomb that has great character moments, crazy action, deep emotion, twists and turns, stunning art, and a wonderful message of family. Mike Spicer teams up here doing the colors for the story and creates just visually pleasing and engaging narrative, with each panel's coloration doing an amazing job bringing to life the illustrations of Daniel Warren Johnson and complementing one another in just an amazing way. I gave Do a Powerbomb a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved this trade. I know I'm a big 5 stars guy. I'd give it too much. I got to be more critical, but this generally deserved the 5 stars that it got. This is an amazing story about family and just dealing with grief and loss and overcoming it and not living in shadows. And I just love this story. Daniel Warren Johnson did a phenomenal job. I highly recommend this to anyone that hasn't read it. And that is everything that I read last week. It is about that time. We're about to head out to meet Daniel for today's new comic book day. There's a lot of heat coming out today. We have DCKO issue number 3. We have Sai Dimensional Rivals, a brand new ongoing by Peach Momoko. We have Ultimates issue number 20. We have Geiger issue number 20. So guys, come with me and we're going to head out to meet Daniel for today's new comic book day. Today's new releases. We got volume 1 on Sunday, and on Wednesday, volume 2 comes home with me. We just got done with New Comic Book Day for January 14th, 2026, and here is my top pick of the week. For this week, we have Sai Dimensional Rivals, issue number 1. Guys, I am so excited for this. This is a brand new ongoing written and drawn by Peach Momoko with other artists teaming up with her, and it is a alternate dimension of Psylocke. So that is all I know so far, but very excited and anticipated for this. But Daniel, why don't you take it away and tell us about what you picked up this week?
My most anticipated this week, I would say, is issue 5 of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I picked this up late, probably about 2 weeks ago, from the bins from our LCS, and I really love it. I'm sad that, the next issue is it, but, good things don't last.
That's fact.
Last week, we were supposed to get Escape 5, but some shipping issues with our LCS, so now we have it, so I'm really excited for that. And then DCKO number 3.
Issue number 3.
Honestly, I'm not caught up on KO. I'm waiting until I get all the KOs and also Knife Fight so I can read all the back issues I don't have on the DC app.
Smart.
Just so I'm not confused about what's going on. We got Knoll number 1 with the sick hella cover. And then Amazing Spider-Man Torn number 4.
Yes.
Pretty interesting story. The villain is now in space talking to some cosmic beams.
What?
So, it's pretty interesting. And then we got Logan Black and White 1, which I'm pretty, excited for. I didn't have it pulled, but I saw the preview on Comic Geeks, and then I flipped through it at the LCS and decided to pick it up. And then
Dollar Bin Hunts.
some Dollar Bin Hunts.
Oh.
But that is it on this week, for me at least.
We are about to get some grub, and then I will catch you guys on the flip side at home with my haul for today's pickups. We just made it back home, and as you can see here, we have a fat stack to go through for today's new comic book day. I don't think there was a single thing on the shelves that I didn't pick up that I wanted to. There was a lot of things that I actually surprisingly picked up that I originally didn't have pulled this week, so I'm super excited to share with you everything that I got. Starting the stack off, my most anticipated comic of the week, we have Sai Dimensional Rivals, issue number 1 by Momoko, written and drawn, and also we have another few featured artists on this comic. I'm super excited for this series. This is a brand new ongoing about a alternate dimension Psylocke. That's all we know so far, but I will definitely be giving you guys my thoughts next week on this issue. And coming into issue number 2 of the week, here we have Batman and Robin, issue number 29. Guys, I've been collecting all of the back issues for this series so far, so I wanted to go ahead and grab issue 29 so I can collect the ongoing issues of this series. But super excited to be collecting this series, and all the issues that I don't have currently I will be reading online on DC app, so we will be catching up that way in the meantime while I'm hunting for back issues. But going into issue number 3 of the week, here we have, and coming into issue number 3 of the week, here we have Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora's issue number 28 of Transformers with this beautiful variant cover by Daniel Warren Johnson. Guys, I'm super excited for this series, and I love this beautiful cover, variant cover nonetheless, by Daniel Warren Johnson. So super excited to collect this series. And going into issue number 4 of the week, here we have Escape, issue number 1, the 4th printing. This beautiful cover for the 4th printing, honestly. As I mentioned a few weeks ago on New Year's Eve, I've been hunting down all the issues of Escape, and on New Year's Eve, New Comic Book Day, I was able to find issues 2, 3, and 4, and I did pull issues 1 and 5, but they actually didn't come in until this week, so super excited to have snagged issue number 1. But here we go into issue number 5 of the week. Here we have Escape, issue number 5. Guys, I'm super excited to read this series. I've heard nothing but good things about the series. Literally, whenever I posted my last video about Escape issues 2, 3, and 4, I got a comment telling me I was going to love this series. So I'm so glad I have issues 1 and 5, so I can just go ahead and catch up on the series before issue number 6 comes out next month. And going into issue number 6, here we have Xmen issue number 1 by Jed MacKay. In my last video, if you remember, I was collecting all of the back issues of Jed MacKay's X-Men, because this is actually the ongoing series following along with the Cyclops miniseries coming out next month. So I'm so excited that I was able to find this on the shelves in the back issue bin, and I honestly was shocked when I pulled this. I literally looked up at Daniel, was like, Daniel, why did I not see this last week? I know this was here last week. But honestly, this was a sign that it needed to come home with me. And coming into issue number 7, here we have, last but not least, here we have trade volume number 2 of Batman and Robin by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Guys, I am so excited I found this. If you remember on Sunday's video, I was able to find volume number 1, and here I have volume number 2, and nonetheless, at that, a hardcover edition. So super excited for this deluxe edition of volume number 2, and that is my last pickup of the week. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all the love and support on these past few videos. I know that I've been mentioning that I'm new to this, but I'm starting to get the hang of this, and I hope you guys are liking the style of these videos. If not, if you want me to change anything up, if there's certain things and aspects you really like, I would love to hear down below in the comments. And as always, let me know in the comments down below what you picked up this week. I would love to hear, and thank you so much. We will be back next week for New Comic Book Day. Peace.